tank, but I've done a half sugarcane, half pea lime. That's the one, bro.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
Hey Kyle, I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
Where are we?
Where are we?
And what are we doing?
Dr. Morse's school. Dr. Morse's class. International School of Regenerative Detoxification. 2019, level 1.
What are we doing here?
We are learning how to do some cleaning of the tissues, glands, and all the cells in the body to strengthen and revitalize and rejuvenate the nervous system and make us at an optimal level of health and vitality and be superhumans like we were meant to be. We're not supposed to have cancer. We're not supposed to have all these diseases. We're not supposed to have all these health issues. You think we were created to be sick? You think we were created to be sick and in pain? Nah, not at all. That's not the way it's supposed to be. So we gotta question things. We gotta say, I wonder why things are the way that they are. Why is everyone walking around so sick? Every time I go to the grocery store, gas station, anywhere, I just see people and I just sense it. I see it, and then they're telling me about it, and then I try to tell them what they can do to reverse these things, and they just don't want to hear it most of the time. But you gotta be ready.
Here. So okay, how about we sit down together?
Yeah.
And we chat about this specifically in relation to fruit, because as you can see, we got a lot of fruit here, and what does that have to do with healing? So let's sit down and chat, okay? We'll see you guys in a second.
Speaking of which, this guy's got the best stuff. What's ripening? He's got a YouTube. He's got a farm. He's just killing it, man.
Hey, what's your YouTube, man? Do you mind being on mine for a sec?
YouTube's What's Ripening.
What's ripening? What do you got going on over there?
I got everything.
Everything. You grow these fruit?
I grew the bananas, and a lot of this is local. Some of it's imported from Miami, some of it from other parts of the world.
Nice. What's ripening? We're gonna check that out. What's going on, y'all? This is Kuba from Sustainability Starts Within. I'm here with Kyle from
Raw Vibrant Rejuvenation.
Raw Vibrant Rejuvenation. And we were just talking about healing, and that we're at the Robert Morse Level 1 School of Detoxification, and we're showing you some fruit there. Here I am with some herb. Don't get it wrong, I love my herbs.
Moringa.
I chew it until the fiber has no more juice left in it, and then I usually will spit out the fiber unless it's like negligible and I swallow it. But
you're juicing.
Because I'm on a juice.
Yeah, we're juicing.
Little juice feast.
Yep. Yeah, buddy.
But also I feel it's just more natural to. Actually, this is a really light herb. I feel I can handle it.
It's really delicious. Moringa. Yeah, I was like, I started chewing it. I'm like, I had to catch myself because I'm like, oh no, I'm juicing. It was so good. It's so tender and just.
It's beautiful.
Chlorophyll rich. Just, yeah.
So we wanted to talk to you
about fruit,
today
though, aren't we?
Just throw you off. But the fruit. What's the relationship that fruit has with healing? So this guy here, Kyle, did the level 1 and level 2. So he's got his detox specialist certification already. I'm working on it. And we use fruit a lot when it comes to healing, which a lot of people in the world today don't understand, because we grew up thinking fruit is a snack or like a dessert, which really, when you understand the body and the rules of nature and how combining different food works and how it goes down through you, you'd understand that eating fruit after a heavy dinner for dessert is not a good idea, because it really mixes poorly with all the food. It'll make you get gassy and might make you run to the toilet, which actually is a good thing, but it might make you suffer. But if you have the fruit before, the fruit goes through you quickly, and then if you have heavier foods after that, it's kind of, your body has a chance to digest all of that at its own pace. Whereas if the fruit is on top, it'll start pushing through, and whatever's there that's heavier will start getting pushed, and then that's when you get all those issues. So I want to ask you, brother, what's role does fruit have in healing?
Well, the role is enormous. It's just like you're saying, like a lot of people who think that they can't eat fruit, or fruit they're allergic to apples or something like that. Or you know, my grandma is like allergic to like bananas or something. But it's like, no, it's actually your body, it's just showing you your weaknesses. That's what's happening. And the whole thing is, like you're saying, with the food combining, When someone who doesn't know what this is about eats the fruit and they experience the symptoms they've had before, or they experience new symptoms, then they're gonna blame it on the fruit, right? All the time. So so you gotta. I would just say, first of all, you gotta get educated. You gotta get educated about the process. Get a deep understanding of what fruit does and the role that it has in healing. It's going to show you your weaknesses. It's going to show you it can make your weaknesses more pronounced, and it can make them worse. It can exaggerate things, and it's not going to lie. Fruit's not going to lie. So it's going to pull you out. It's astringent. It's water rich, so it really moves through you quick. It's magnetic. It's electrical, because we're electrical beings. We are electrical beings, and fruits and vegetables are electrical. But I'm telling you, the fruit is way more electrical than the vegetables.
So it'll hydrate your cells then.
Hydrate.
Then
cells.
Electricity can pass through your cells,
yes.
And then your whole body's communicating better.
Exactly. On the cellular level, like that's what it's about. That's what everything is about. Everything is one. Everything's connected, and the lymphatic system is the key. And the kidney filtration, like I was saying the other day in a video, throughout the ages, all the great healers of the world, all the Eastern medicine, and all these different holistic health practitioners have always talked about the kidneys, but not like Dr. Morse talks about it. Not like with the understanding that we have about it, and it's not just what we've been told, but we've experienced it, and the experience is the best teacher that you can have. There's just nothing you can say about it. It just shows you the kidneys and the lymphatic system. Let's
give context. Some people might not know what lymphatic system means.
Yes.
Kidneys, I feel everyone knows that has a big thing to do with filtering things out through your urine. Mm-hmm. But the lymphatic system, in case anyone doesn't know, to make it simple, it's basically like the sewer system of the body. So as Dr. Morse says, the body's nothing but cells and two fluids, lymph fluids and blood. So the blood is the alkaline side of chemistry, while the lymph is the acidic side. So any acids which are not conducive to health will get expelled through the lymphatic system. Yep. So that's basically the sewer system of the body, just to give context.
Right. And it's in your face. So the kidneys are right on top of the adrenals, and everyone's got pretty much rough adrenals. Living in today's world of technology and Wi-Fi, and we're just getting bombarded nonstop, So everyone's got the kidney issues, but the kidneys are supposed to filter this waste, so that the adrenals aren't working properly and the other endocrine glands aren't working properly, then your lymphatic system isn't going to be working properly. And what the lymphatic system is basically is like if you got a tumor, a pimple, a boil, whatever it is, and you pop that's like foul, that's like proteins, that's like metabolic residue from stuff you've ingested.
If you think about a pimple, a lot of times people have like a green, if you pop it out, there might be some blood, but it'll be more lymph, more of the mucus stuff.
Right.
Think about like blowing your nose, that same color comes out in pimples.
And it's 25% of the body's fluid, the main fluids in the body, the main one, because someone was trying to knock this. I'm like, 25% is blood, 75% is lymph. So why don't we know about the lymphatic
I don't know.
system?
I'm like, why didn't I know about this earlier?
Yeah.
I wish I knew about it, because it's very simple. If the lymph system is moving, then toxins are constantly getting released and expelled, as opposed to sitting in your body, especially with the modern diet where it's really toxic. Like, if you don't believe me, just look at the ingredients of anything packaged. Like, there's so many things that we can't pronounce, and we don't know what's in it. It's foreign to the body. So 75% of the fluids of the body is the lymph. So it's important to keep that moving, because if that's sitting in you, that's what becomes pimples, that's what becomes odor, that's what becomes tumors, that's what becomes all these problems.
Right, because your body is so intelligent. It was created by the ultimate. And when you're eating something foreign, or you're eating something that is highly mucus forming, doesn't belong in your body is very highly intelligent. So your body knows to move that stuff away from areas like we were talking about earlier. It's the same thing with the edema. When you're edemic or you have tumors,
Edema,
or you have,
I just learned that word.
when you
this
have
class.
when you have something like that, that's because your body is trying
Edema is
to,
when your body's holding water.
yeah, and your body it's trying to protect the more important areas.
So it keeps the water.
It's right, and well, specifically with the lymph system, like if you got a tumor or something, well, that's because your body is smart enough to know not to like damage your heart or something. And it doesn't want it there, or it just knows where the best place to put it is, because I don't know how. It's just an amazing thing.
Magical lesson.
And the fruit, like why? I mean,
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna make sure the camera's still running.
yeah, we can digest.
It's still good.
Like, can we digest like meat and grains? Like, what if it's not gluten free? What if it's rice? Can we digest rice? Like, are we meant to? What about dairy? Is any of this foods for man?
See, I might have a different point of view from you, where I think like those words are really general. Like dairy is general, where I think, I don't know, maybe if someone's living in the country and they have goats, and like maybe that dairy, they're eating it from the goat that they're loving, and
That's
like
different.
maybe that
Yeah.
has a more healthy effect.
Right.
But I feel like most dairy is just, it's all pasteurized, and it's very acidic. And I remember when I went vegan after a year of not having any milk or anything, and I had dairy-free,
Yep.
lactose-free milk. And I just found it disgusting because it tasted like cow, and I realized my body does not like this anymore, even if it doesn't have lactose. But dairy, I just feels like caused me many problems. Smelly farts, and really bad aches, stomach aches. Oh, what happened one time, I was vegan for a few years already, and I was raw a lot, and then I bought a falafel, and it had tzatziki in it, and I forgot about that, and I was like, oh, maybe this won't hurt me. And it was so little dairy, and then the next day I had the pain just like I remember my childhood, the horrible pain on the toilet, and I was just like, wow, this is not meant to be in my body.
Right. But
And the rice, I really don't jive with grains, but I also feel like maybe if you're out in nature and you take some rice and you keep it soaked in your mouth for like a long time, and you chew it really slowly, maybe you'll get some benefit.
right.
But I just feel like it's just like the examples I mentioned, rice. or raw goat
99.9% of the people aren't having raw goat's milk. They're not having.
it's
They're
a very
not. They're
complicated
not going to
process.
forage nuts and chewing and soaking them and then chewing them really fine and doing that thing with the rice. They're not doing. That's
And
the
even
issue.
all that, if it's feasible to do, it seems more of like an emergency thing because you don't have other food around. But I don't know, in my life at this time, there's so many options of fruit everywhere you go. Even in the wintertime, you can get fruit that's shipped, you know?
Right.
So I don't feel like, I feel those are all excuses just to like keep old habits.
Yeah. What
I just wanted to address it because I don't like to just like
justification.
hate on general,
Right.
yeah.
We humans like to justify things. Oh, it's okay. I can just go eat cooked food tomorrow night. And then it's gonna be like, oh, 3 nights in a row, we have a freaking
Yeah.
bender. So it's just like we gotta be able to catch it, because we're frugivores. We're meant to eat fruits. I think some soaked nuts and seeds here and there, not a lot, and I think some vegetables too, but predominantly fruit. That's my opinion. And if you're in the tropics, though, if you're in the U.S., I don't recommend, like, unless you're trying to just for like long term, I don't recommend being 100% fruit long term in the U.S. with the quality of the fruit, the soil,
That's the thing.
the
it
energy.
depends. If you can get high quality fruit
Yeah.
with beautiful soil,
Yeah,
and you're eating it, and you know your body's just like, that's all it wants is that one fruit because it tastes so good. You know that fruit is full of nutrients and minerals and vitamins and things you need.
you know it.
You know?
It's like
But
night
if you're
and
in
day.
Canada and you're like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll eat these apples and pears again, and
you're just bummed out about
wish you could have like yellow dragon, but you can't.
Yeah.
You're like, it might be better to make some green juices, you know?
Right. Exactly. So you got to pick your battles,
Because the greens are filled
Greens
with
are
some
good.
energy. They got a lot of minerals.
Greens are good.
But we don't have the same digestive tract as cows and stuff. So that's why I'm spitting out the fiber, because I love the nutrients and all the energy in this, but I don't really care for the fiber too much.
Right.
I feel like I'm designed for the fruit fiber.
If you're gonna eat vegetables, try to eat them uncooked and eat the tender leafy greens like this. Well, the stem isn't that.
No, I don't eat the stem.
You know, yeah. But the
leaves.
Yeah, the leaves are the leaves. Yeah. So.
And that's why I think like something like goat milk or whatever could have all that sunlight energy, because the goat digests it properly. That's why carnivorous animals will go for the stomach of vegetarian animals, because they got all that nutrients, you know. But we can now today we can like make juices ourselves. We can take our time and chew and get those nutrients too. But you really have to take your time and chew it properly.
Right.
Since we're not designed to digest these kind of things.
Exactly. And we're, you know, we're like we said, we're at the classic, and we're dealing with getting people out of some serious health issues with these protocols, with this information, with these herbs. So when we're doing that, we're more heavy on the fruit. We're 9 times out of 10, if it's a serious issue. At least, I mean, 10 out of 10 if it's a serious issue.
Yeah,
if you can handle
it's serious,
it.
like put them on grapes.
Yeah, but if you can't handle it, sometimes you do need to be on the veggies before you can. Some fruit and some veggies maybe. It depends on each case. Just to get up to that fruit level.
Yeah, that's something I want to talk about, transitioning. So like, if someone's watching this, I'm like, yeah, you guys are these hippies eating fruit. Good for you, but like, how am I gonna eat fruit? I love meat or whatever. Like, where do I start? I think there's like a transition path to get to more fruit. So you have to like build your way up. What do you think about that?
I mean, the transition period can, I think for most people, unless you're some superhuman, most people, I mean, I'm just finished. I'm finally out of it. I'm finally pretty. I might still be in it a little bit, but I mean, it's been about 2 years, and it takes time. So don't stress about it. But basically, you just got to start doing it. Make sure you always have fruit. Make sure you have like, you know, definitely stocked up, because stuff is gonna, especially when you're new at this, you're gonna learn how things ripen, and you're gonna not know right away, and you just want to always have ripe fruit. Ripe fruit is number one. Number one. Even if it's poor quality, you need it to be ripe, because if it's not, it's gonna eat at your teeth, and it's gonna cause your teeth issues. It's gonna be acidic, more acidic.
As opposed to alkaline.
Right.
Which is like, think about people who say, oh, I tried papaya, but I don't like it. That's because they probably did not have a ripe papaya. Or whatever fruit.
Right. That's how I was. That's how I was the first few papayas I had, and then Woodstock last year, I was just like, oh my gosh.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So for transitioning, should I say some more stuff?
Yeah. I'm big on transition.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, you got to get the tools. You got to learn the tool. You know, get the blender, get the juicer. Do
any juicer you can.
Any juice, even the cheap one, just to get used to it. And just a one time a day juicing habit in the morning is good. Anytime. And if you're still like one of those people who has the emotional eating at night and that's hard, then I would say you do the juice more at night if you need to, because that instead of eating, because you're not supposed to eat, in my opinion, at all after the sun goes down. You're just not. Because we're all one. We're one with nature, and so when we're supposed to be resting and sleeping, we're supposed to be doing that because that's what's happening with the planet, right? So,
so basically, the earlier you finish eating, the more time you have to digest before you go to bed, and you don't have to wake up to pee 5 times. You know.
Yep. Right.
You have a better sleep.
Yeah.
So I feel that too. We're meant to finish eating earlier, and then just wind down for the night. You know.
We had some technical difficulties, huh? Oh yeah. What we were talking about, mono meals.
We're talking about how it's important to end our eating early before the sunset. And then you were talking about mono meals.
Mono meals, eating one fruit. Eating one type of fruit, it's amazing. If you got digestive problems, it's huge. Try it. It's amazing.
As we mentioned at the beginning of this video, that fruit is so hydrating and passes through you quickly, where it can mix with other foods in a weird way, and you might have issues. So I think the mono thing is you're eating one fruit and you're eating one consistency, so that consistency is just going through you at that speed that one ingredient digests at.
Right.
Whereas different ingredients have different speeds of digestion.
Yep, your stomach is not like, oh, I need to get this much acid to break this down, and I need these type of enzymes for this, and it's like, it's not. It's so much more simpler and easier on the body, which is crucial, when, especially if you have, you're trying to heal and stuff. The more rest you can have on your body, it's the better, for sure.
Because then the body has energy to focus on healing, as opposed to on digestion all the time.
True that, true that.
Yeah. But I feel like you had a deeper point with that.
I don't remember where we were, I don't know.
Okay.
But, what, more stuff for transitioning, I guess? Like, I would say, the raw gourmet is like, it can be good, but like honestly, a lot of it is like worse than some steamed, like potatoes or veggies, like when a lot of this raw gourmet has like cashews and cacao and like 50 ingredients in it, and it's just so hard to digest.
Very heavy and very stimulating.
Very stimulating. So it's like, man, what do you? It's like you're still trying to eat cooked food, and it's like. So I wouldn't. It can be good though, and you can do simple.
It can be good for transition.
It can be great for transition for sure. And then, but the simplest is the best. Just like like just eating like having like a cucumber parsley juice, or like or just something just simple salads with like 4 ingredients. You know what I mean? Use a lemon and a lime for your dressing. That's all I use.
Chop up some tomatoes, some cucumbers.
All I need.
With some arugula or some your favorite green, if you want those greens.
Right.
And bang.
Bam.
That's all you really need.
You can keep it fun with making nice creams. Freeze some bananas and make some frozen, like make some treats if you.
Man,
got a sweet
I'm
tooth.
guaranteed that anyone out there who loves ice cream will love nice cream, where you just blended bananas with some other fruit.
Right.
You can add some of your favorite, like cinnamon or whatever you want to add some flavor, but like I think we just don't think about that kind of stuff. But once it's made and we eat it, we're like, wow, this is delicious and nutritious.
Right.
It's very simple. I think it all comes down to simplicity. I think we're scared of this because we think that it's complicated or it's not for us, but really what we're doing is just like, it's very easy in a way because it's simple. It's just simplifying life. You don't have to think too much about what to eat when you're eating simple things, because you're like, you just stock up with those few things, like the mangoes, the bananas, maybe some greens to juice, and you just keep it simple for your digestion, and then you have more energy, and you'll realize how much more simple life is. Like, a lot of people's anxiety goes away once they change their lifestyle and diet, and they're no longer fearful and worried about things that they just imagined in their mind because they don't really exist. And when you're more clean in your body, you're more clear, and your mind is more clear, life is just much more simple and much more enjoyable. I hope that makes sense. I always try to, like, I'm always wondering, like, what the audience, like, I want to make it so people understand, because it's different for someone who's been doing this for a few years compared to someone who's new at this,
Right.
So I try to make it so like the new people can not be scared and actually feel like they can do this. Just by adopting simple habits, one habit at a time.
Simple habits, that's what it's all about, just in general. Not even just diet, everything. Because if you got some bad habits, all you got to do is just not do those anymore and start building the good habits. Start doing those, start practicing those, and do what deep down inside right here is going to be good for you, best for you. Do that, and that's where you get powerful. That's where you get to a higher level of living. Like, you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna start, instead of eating for stimulation all the time or emotions, or because you're angry, happy, sad, your girlfriend broke up with you, you're You're bored. It just tastes good. There's so many reasons we eat. So the cleaner you get, the more pure that you get, you'll start to eat on intuition. It's like you go into the grocery store, you're like, you see right when you walk in, you see those mangoes that are speaking to you, and they're like talking to you in a language, and you can see that they're gonna be good. So you start getting into the intuitive side that so much of our just society and that we have lost. We've just lost it on so many levels, and that is what's missing. But we can regain it. It's the missing link.
Yeah, and I think that's what it all comes down to. This fruit thing, it grows on trees, and you're talking about the produce section, but imagine if we were more connected to nature, we'd see it growing on trees, and it's the only thing in nature in terms of food for humans that's so appealing. Everyone will admit that, like, mango in the tree, just like this bright yellow thing, looks beautiful. You know, like a potato is hidden in the ground, you can't even see it. Whereas the fruit, it's just like a food that's just so vibrant and nice. So when you eat it, it's straight from the tree. It's like straight from the mother's milk, kind of. Because it's like from the breast of the earth.
Up.
And then as you eat this fruit, and you clean your body, and you become more of nature because you're eating nature, and that's how you build your intuition. And that's what John Rose calls getting reconnected, where you become connected to these foods, and then you start eating in a way where it just becomes natural. Your body knows what it wants and what to eat, and you'll be naturally called to certain foods that are good for you, and you don't have to use your brain as much.
Right.